Interesting's happened with the World of T-shirts community ever since Daniel Larson got arrested. That's also rather unfortunate. A lot of the people who had been the people who were trolling Larson are now people who are trolling World of T-shirts. Joshua Block, a New York City influencer who was originally known for doing coffee and boba reviews. He went viral once for singing a song. I don't know who it's by originally, but the song in New York, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere, which was really cool. And now being known as an alcoholic that runs illegal tours, gets into incidents with people and spouts off racial slurs. And unfortunately, it seems like the racial slurs issue is a major issue. Now, today is Thursday, and Josh, for the last probably 2 months, had been working in a place called Bar 13 on Wednesdays, and a lot of people weren't happy about it. So 2 weeks ago, a bunch of people left a bunch of reviews trying to get Josh fired from Bar 13 because he was an alcoholic, and Bar 13 was like, he is a special needs man who is just trying to do his best, and blah blah blah. A whole statement about that allowed, basically they were like, we're trying to help the community, give Josh an opportunity to work, which, good. Unfortunately, Josh used most of the money he made on alcohol, but that's his choice. We can't fault him for making a choice um, that an addict would make. The only way to help an addict is for the addict to want help. He's not going to get help. But what recently happened between 2 weeks ago and last week, um, he did have one more bar 13 thing last week, I believe. But he went on Mr. Based NYC's stream on YouTube, actually, not on Kick, because Mr. Based was banned off of Kick for the second time in 2 weeks for committing crimes on it. Um, but he went on Mr. Based stream and spouted off a lot of N words. He threatened to kill a bunch of people. And it got to the point where people were triggering him to say those things. People would send in donations telling him he needed to get a job, that he was a blah, 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 that he was running an illegal tour. And Josh would go off and say things that he shouldn't. Now, Josh has autism, and unfortunately, a lot of people troll people with autism. Anybody who has autism can likely tell you that they experienced things like this in high school. But that's another thing, though. Josh can't use autism as an excuse for saying the N word. Autistic people generally are very good at following rules once they understand why the rule exists. Now, not saying the N word when you're a white person is a rule. And I don't know why he doesn't understand that this rule exists. I don't know if he's never been taught about this rule. But he definitely has done that. And also, threatening to kill people is not okay. At one point, he threatened to hire a hitman on the stream. Stream ended up being like 4 hours long. It was a whole ridiculous thing. I mean, a 4 hour stream's not bad because it allows you to do something. Mr. Based and Josh were having some fun. And Based used to be one of the trolls on Josh that would follow Josh around New York City because Based is an IRL streamer. Basically, he goes around. IRL streaming is not the safest thing because if people don't like you, you're literally sharing your live location with them. So, like, why would you do that? But people do it. I don't like it. I wouldn't do it. I would. It's one of those things that just eh. Um, Josh recently has started drinking much more heavily, but not at bars because I think he has a less income. And he's also realized that he can get a lot more for a lot cheaper by going to the liquor store or the 7-Eleven. Now, in New York State, you cannot sell liquor and beer in the same place. Uh, it's just illegal. The liquor store can sell liquor, and the grocery store can sell beer. It's a whole thing. So Josh can go to get tea at the corner store and Maker's Mark or whatever whiskey he's drinking at the liquor store. But with everybody who's been lost their source of entertainment from Larson being in jail now moving to Josh, his income seems to have increased. People are going to the tour and all that. People may be booking him on Cameo. I'm not 100% sure. But my issue right now is that this is harming Josh. It is physically harming Josh by contributing to his addiction. But if he doesn't have money and he can't get alcohol, it's also going to physically harm Josh because alcohol withdrawal, along with benzodiazepine withdrawal, are the only two drug withdrawals that can be fatal for humans. So, what can be done? The only thing that can be done is Josh could maybe go to the hospital and detox. But if Josh goes to the hospital and detoxes, he's not going to go to rehab after unless he really wants to. And with addiction, you don't get help until you want help. And it feels like World of T-Shirts doesn't want help. So I'm hoping that at some point Josh has some sort of epiphany that was like, oh, okay, I'm ruining my life with the drinking. And what I thought was going to be that epiphany was him getting fired from Bar for 13 for the death threats and the N-word incidents from last week. But no, it wasn't. He's still drinking. He's still posting the nonsense. And it's gotten to the point where I don't think he's ever going to change. And if he doesn't change, it's very possible that he may end up in a premature grave because of that. And if that happens, it's unfortunate because it's a combination of addiction and him being egged on by people who find an autistic addict entertaining. Now, I'll admit he was entertaining for a while with the coffee and boba stuff, the singing. I don't find the drinking entertaining. I'm just like, this is just sad. The DJ stuff was kind of cool, would be kind of cool. Like if he's sober and doing a DJ thing, he might be able to have some fun with that. People might be able to get entertained by that, but no, it seems like no. Threatening to kill people is not entertainment. And actually, I'm surprised that NYPD didn't do anything about it, but because they take threats like that very seriously. I'm hoping something happens, but I don't see it happening, and that's unfortunate. It also looks like Michael Quinn is no longer in the picture because apparently he's just like not happy with Michael Quinn. So Based is in the picture, and Based might be paying him $300 a week to stream with him, which $300 for 12 hours isn't terrible. If they do 4 hours a day, it's $25 an hour, which is over minimum wage in New York. But I don't know. I'm hoping he can learn from his mistakes and stop drinking, but I don't see it happening.